Hey there, patrons. Welcome to the pre-post show. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
I have a Paul test, but I don't know if I should save it for the main fucking show.
Paul test.
Yep.
Save it, I guess.
Save it for the main show. You want me to save my Paul tests for the main show, TJ?
Yeah, I mean, I figure everyone should be able to hear it, not just the $10 people. Unless you feel like it's such a high-end Paul test that only the $10 people should be able to hear it.
No. I mean, it's just a Paul test, dude. So I guess the $10 people are going to have to deal with me being in a fucking shitty mood then.
Paul
Have to
is
deal with
bad.
me being in a shitty mood.
And they'll have to deal with me being in no mood whatsoever, thanks to the deadening effects of my horrible drugs.
Sweet.
It's your own fault, TJ. Should have never picked up smoking.
Yeah, you brought this on yourself, TJ.
That's true. Can't really argue that.
Stronger man will just quit, TJ.
I walked outside earlier and I saw there was a hat charging on my counter. That was kind of interesting.
A hat?
Yeah, there's just a fucking hat just like this, but with a USB plugged into it.
Oh, that's Ashley's yeah, she's got like a beanie with speakers in it.
I asked her, I'm like, is there a hat charging on my counter? She's like, yeah, it's got like speakers in it. And I'm like, oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
But I've never seen a fucking hat charge up before, like a little beanie.
Yeah, you got to charge up the future is now, man.
I
The
know.
kids have got all kinds of gadgets.
It was the reason I even remarked upon it was because it was the first time that I truly felt like I'm an old fucking man now.
Oh yeah.
Because
Grab
I'm
a
like,
touch, dude.
who charges a hat?
Yeah, it's absurd. We've gotten to the point now where everything is USB powered. And I don't even know what to do with it all. I don't even care anymore. I want to go back to the Stone Age, man, where I millin fucking grain with a rock.
Yeah, okay.
Apothecaries and shit, mix herbs together and stuff.
Yeah, I want that shit. I'd be dead already. My worries would be fucking over if we were back in the Stone Age.
That's
I mean,
probably
you know
true.
What? You make a valid
I would have
argument.
lived a fucking life filled with tragedy and fun, a few little bright spots, and I'd be gone already. I wouldn't be here bitching about the oceans filling up with garbage. You know what I mean?
But, well, you know, maybe you could take some solace, Paul, in knowing that the Disneyverse grows nigh, dude.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna live long enough to see the full flowering of the Disney.
You're going to see the beginnings of the Disneyverse.
Yeah.
So your Disney Plus launching in 213 days, 15 hours, 3 minutes, and 46 seconds.
It's coming.
The announcement of all the stuff they're going to have on it has already seen Disney's already impressive stocks go up 11.6% or something like that.
I mean, this is going to be an obscene, it's going to be obscenely wildly popular right off the bat.
I was super lucky because like 3 days ago I bought some shares in Disney.
How convenient, TJ.
And then
Insider trading,
2
dude.
days later, they announce all the shit they're going to put on there. And people are like, yeah, buy Disney stock, buy Disney stock. I'm like,
Too late.
I was on it. I was on board.
Yeah, you were, dude.
I'm going to get more, though. I mean, because I think
Stock market's just another fucking
it's gonna
casino
go nowhere
for you,
but up.
TJ.
Yeah,
it's
it
just
is.
another roulette wheel for you.
Yeah, but I'm winning right now.
And I don't. Well, you're winning right now, and then all those fucking gains are gonna get eaten up. It's just the way it works, man. You don't have enough money to make money on the stock market.
That's not true. I've
It's
already
not-
I've already made some. But here's the
Well,
thing.
okay, factor in all your other investment losses and tell me you've made some.
Well, I've only invested.
How'd your Bitcoin investing go,
I've only
TJ?
invested in Disney so far.
I'm talking about that. I'm talking about all of your investments, all of this roulette wheel rolling.
Yeah.
It's the gambler's mentality. Oh, I won the last time I went, so I'm up. No, you're not, motherfucker. You
Yeah, but
lost
I
the
have
last 5 times you went.
I have a new philosophy, though.
Oh, what's the new? Okay. Does it include ignoring your past losses?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Then it's a
also-
bullshit philosophy.
No. It's my new philosophy is I'm gonna listen to you, Paul, because you told me about the Disneyverse.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm a Disney man. I'm all for Disney.
So you're gonna start betting on all my future
Yeah.
predictions.
Whatever.
That's probably smart. I'm pretty good.
Whatever Disney does, and if you start to speak out about some other corporation, I'm gonna fucking jump on that ship.
I tell you what, if there was a stock market around podcasts, my ass would be like fucking. I'd be the investment wizard.
There you go.
I'd be it, dude. I tend to call when podcasts have reached their fucking sell-by date.
Yeah,
I know when it's going to happen. Sometimes days before, man. I'd be the guy.
I learned, I learned my lesson when I tried to invest in the Gotcha Boys. You know, because I
I try to warn you against that.
that went tits up. I was
I
like,
told you.
man,
I told you if they make 2 episodes, I'd be shocked.
I got a good feeling about this Gotcha Boys, and Paul's like, I wouldn't do it, dude.
Well, they
But,
gotcha.
You know me and
They
my
gotcha with that
gambler's
one.
mentality. 1 episode of that shit. Yeah, that was incredible to me. I tried to watch the. I tried to watch the video of Dusty and Vadim arguing about what happened.
Nuh-uh, you did it. No, you did it.
Oh my god, it was a shit show.
Dude, Vadim is the kind of motherfucker that even if he's in the right, will lose.
That's the thing. He can't win for losing. Like he hit me up because I was live tweeting their whole thing, and so he has this thing where like any criticism of him, he feels like he's got to answer with like 90 paragraphs of shit.
Yes.
So he starts DMing me.
Well, that's why he felt the need 50 times to be like, let me explain what really happened at Applebee's.
And it ruined that whole fucking appearance there.
The respect into look. I respect you, but this is what happened.
Yeah.
But anyway, he wrote you.
Yeah, he wrote me, and, you know, I won't go into a ton of detail and shit, because it was a private, long conversation, but most of it was him trying to convince me, like, why it took 7 months for them to make 1 episode of the podcast. And I was like, dude, you are barking up the wrong motherfucking tree here with that shit. There is no excuse.
Because rain, sleet,
Yep.
snow, whatever the fuck is going
Dude,
on,
we had
shit ain't working.
We still have nothing but fucking technical problems on this show. This show was born in a firestorm of ineptitude, incompetence,
And the same was true of the Drunken Peasants. It was constant
Absolutely.
problems all the time. And
there's no excuse. So he's just like, yeah, we had these fucking insurmountable tech issues and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, insurmountable tech
there
issues?
ain't
If
no
you're
such
starting
thing
a
if you're on a
podcast,
podcast,
get
dude.
rid of that out of your vocabulary. And he was like, you know, or what was out of my hands? He kept using that with me. It's just like, you know, so many tech issues, it's out of my hands. I was like, no. When you start a business, nothing is out of your hands. There's no excuse. And it killed that podcast.
Dude,
It killed that podcast.
I mean, the fucking...
Not having a fucking show for fucking 7 months.
I've talked to so many people who've done this podcasting shit, and everybody has technical issues. You know why? Because it's fucking complicated, especially when you got multiple pieces of sound equipment and all that shit. You know, no one here is an audio engineer. We're bringing some audio people on, and I think we've made improvements already.
Of course we have.
But you know, we're still not where we want to be yet. But that's the thing is we never said it has to be perfect before we do it. And that's the same mentality I've seen hold so many fucking people back, is this perfectionist mentality where everything has to be so fucking perfect for them to do anything.
You know that
and
song
you know what?
goes?
It's never perfect, and they never do it.
You know how that song goes, dude? It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. That's the fucking truth. If you fucking think you're gonna fucking walk in and you're gonna have fucking Joe Rogan set and sound and fucking guest and all that shit, you're sorely fucking mistaken.
Well, I tweeted about that to somebody today, I think. Somebody was talking about it, and it's just like, yeah, once you reach a certain point and you've got Joe Rogan's level of like the highest end audio and visual equipment that you can get, and also manned by the best professionals that you can get that all have gone to school and spent their careers manning that shit, then at that point you can make some kind of a statement like the tech problems are out of my hands, because you've literally reached a point where if something happens, you know, it's going to happen to everybody. But now, like, if you're going to start a show, excuses are like, they're your own, man.
Yeah, and you can make as many as you want.
We've done this show sounded like hot garbage. We've done this show lit improperly. We've done this show with camera problems and OBS problems.
There was a
we used
period
3
of, like,
separate fucking streaming programs in the first year of this show.
There was like a point for like a month or something that your and Scotty's camera just flat out did not work.
Yep.
Where you guys were just a frozen block, and I had to like get pictures of like Beavis and Butthead and shit.
It was just like we could have at that point gone like, well, camera's busted, audio's fucked up, can't do a show. But if we'd have done that, we'd have been the Gotcha Boys.
You know what would have been? We would have been this.
Yeah, we'd have been retards.
Retards.
We'd have been a bunch of fucking retards.
Well, the funny thing about that is just being lectured, TJ. Like, watch you get lectured by Dusty about this kind of shit, and you can't even fucking have a successful podcast for they had 1 episode. I mean, come on.
I mean,
One episode.
Dusty's not the one making the tech excuse. That's
well,
Vadim's
Dusty.
shit.
Dusty
has his whole other bullshit.
But
his hands
you
ain't clean in this either.
No, that's what I'm saying. You reap what you fucking sow. I think also being hard to work with is probably
Dude,
another
Dusty
issue.
literally goes around calling himself the talent and talking about. He even said
Oh, he was talking about shit like how I just wanted to show up, talk, and go home. And I was like, then you don't want to be a podcaster then. There's no aspect of this, unless people do it way differently than I've done it in my short but growing career as a podcaster. Being talent on these shows comes with a list of behind-the-scenes shit that you're fucking responsible for. Comes with a litany of other responsibilities. And if you're not willing to do those things, stay home. Or do the Codcast. Do the Codcast, which is basically Dusty reading his Twitter for 2 hours every fucking other week. Do that.
Dude, I love that shit. Every time I ever tune in, he's like literally reading his own.
That's what he does.
That's
What his show is. He goes through his Twitter feed and reads it. And if that's what if that's your vision for a podcast, then go ahead. You can make one with low effort with that. All you need is a little webcam and a little OBS to see your tweets. But if you actually want to make a show with multiple personalities that people are going to want to come back and watch, you got to put work in and stop with the fucking bullshit excuses. There was other shit that went on during that, too, that pissed me right the fuck off.
It was so bad.
It was like Vadim trying to retroactively apply the terms of a non-compete to Dusty.
Oh, that was weird. It's like, hey, you don't have that. You don't have an agreement.
No.
You don't even have a gentleman's agreement. They don't even have a verbal agreement about that.
No.
It's just supposed to be implied.
And yeah, Vadim's coming with
not.
this like, oh, it's like a fucking band or whatever. It's like bands have contracts, dumb fuck.
Yeah, if you're in a band and you don't have a contract, then yeah, you are free to go play a gig with another band.
Further, most non-compete agreements have been found to be invalid. So
Absolutely, but at least at the very least, you could have had something in writing that said that like our expectation is that Dusty doesn't start his own show for 6 months while we get this off the ground or whatever it is.
Sure.
There was nothing. There was literally no contractual or even a gentleman's agreement
that's on
between these
them.
people at all.
Do you know what
there
the
was
most-
no expectations. There was no job
Yeah.
description. There was no. It was all just like, we're just going to get together like a bunch of fucking retards and make a show. That ain't how it works, guys.
You know what was the fucking greatest part to me is
Retard.
after like an hour and a half or however long it was of Dusty fucking flicking Vadim's ear and fucking giving him noogies and wet willies and
yeah.
shit. After all of that, at the end, Vadim's like,
no!
Dusty, I still respect Dusty, and you should give to his Patreon. And
Did he get on his knees and blow dust? I'm sorry.
he might as well have, dude. He might as well have been like, well, Dusty, you've already fucked my tight virginal butthole,
I mean, like,
so let
I'm
me
not
cap
as
it off
tuned-
with a nice BJ.
I'm not as tuned in as you guys are to this, but I mean,
I tried not to be,
I mean,
but
you know what I was done with Vadim was that DP shit about Applebee's where he made that bullshit up instead of just going like, all right, guys, it was just a bullshit story. I'm
Well,
sorry.
even if he stuck to his guns on that, it wasn't even necessarily that he told an outlandish story that probably
it
didn't
was
happen.
it was his need to constantly defend it.
yeah,
right?
it was reaction to it. His
well, that's what I mean. I mean, it was a constant defense of it when like we were just fucking with him. It's
like
like,
I've passed a line
Look,
of bullshit off
I
on
don't-
the show before.
How many
don't
times did he have to come back on the show and explain what really happened for the 19th
yeah,
time?
I don't care, dude. It's like we're making fun of you about it. I mean, like
And
whatever.
he's-
We don't believe you.
He's still doing it. Like in our private conversation, one of the things I told him is like, you got to learn that like this shit lives on and stays drama and stays in people's minds because you continuously react to it. It's like you made a fucking stupid mistake. You want to move forward with your career and shit. Why don't you focus all this energy camping Twitter and responding to every misconception about your failed podcast that's been done now for 7 months, in my opinion.
Dude,
it never
remember-
got off the ground.
We had that shit with AIU forever. They're going back and forth. It's like, dude, just get over this.
there's
It's like an
shit.
endless post-mortem
Like, you
with
guys
him.
are not gonna fucking ever. There's never gonna be a thing where it's like, okay, we agree to disagree. We fucking hate each other. It's like you've hashed this out as much. Like how much fucking further does this need to go? And it seems like Vadim just constantly does that.
They're
with
still
people.
on. They're still on that bullshit.
I mean, yeah, get the fuck
Twitter.
over it, dude. It's some internet bullshit. At the end of the fucking day, it's like you might have a fundamental fucking disagreement. But
Well, that's
there's
central.
no point.
That's central to Vadim's ideology, though. Now, internet bullshit is real and important in the
It's
Vadim
not, though.
Newquist world now. Yeah, well, yeah,
And
but
what's
it is to
holding
him.
it back? It's like this creationist cat shit. It's like, well, the first time I saw that, I'm like, that's really fucking funny, but it's just the same fucking joke that goes on forever.
It's so wrapped up in the personality drama. It's that whole thing that I always misquote it, but the small minds, talk about people.
Yep.
Mediocre minds talk about issues, and good minds talk about ideas or whatever it is. I don't remember.
something along them lines.
I know what the small minds spend their time thinking about. That one always. I never have trouble remembering that.
Oh, you'll
Discussing
never
these
believe.
just like little islands of personality and devoting all of your ideological power and time to debunking one dude or policing association with one dude like Paul Joseph Watson when the world is literally burning. It's silly beyond silly in the world that I come from, but that's the left now. That's a good chunk of the left is like, this guy said something bad.
The ocean's filled with more and more plastic and pollution.
Like, what the world? Are you looking around, motherfuckers?
Indicator species are dying in vast numbers. But this greeting card offended me. It's like, oh my god.
I don't know exactly when it's going to happen, but during that private conversation I had with Vadim, I did tell him that I'd have him on Ideology at some point to discuss freedom of speech and the ideology of the left when it comes to policing association and speech.
Oh, that should be cool.
So he agreed to do it, but I told him take your time, get your shit together, and let me know when you want to do it. So I'm waiting to hear from him.
I'll tune into that for sure. That sounds funny. Yeah, that's about 16 minutes of pre-post show. Hope you guys enjoyed. And we'll see you Monday with another pre-post show.
See you later.
Boom.
Bye-bye.
Bye.